Gachiakuda is trash.
You need to leave!
No, like literally. The show revolves around literal doo-doo garbage, and I ain't talking about DDG, even though he is garbage. But the show itself is surrounded by trash that one can use to create crazy weapons. So I thought I'd look into it. Shout out to my homegirl Ali for putting me on. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Gachiakuda. Nah, y'all thought I was gonna make an edit, huh? I'll finish it someday. The show starts with a little girl who's just throwing her plushie away because it's all ripped up. I mean, it could have been easily fixed, but you know, consumerism. And some mysterious figure is watching all of this happen. And so, as the trash people go on to do their jobs, we get a masked figure just standing in the shadows ready to set some form of divine judgment. I mean, what else would there be there? Run up a buffet with their trash insects? Yeah, you got that right. The guard caught the person right in the act, and you can tell he's a local, so he calls her back up. Little did he know, one of humanity's worst nightmares came true to him. Getting trash juice on your body. I pray for anybody that has been in such instance, man. Homeboy tries to escape, but they get him cornered. They lit him up, and as soon as I saw his eyes, Lord knew it's when you realize this is no normal civilian. I mean, the nigga was scuba diving in trash. He wasn't normal from the start. He starts dodging all them shots and manages to escape the guards. And even though he got hit once, these guys gotta get in the Marvel Rivals practice range because one shot out of like 42 is outrageous. We get a full outlook of his design and it's pretty cool. And then we get a little show around of the world building, and the city is set like this. There's clean land and there's poor land. Until I get the names, that's what we're gonna call them. Clean land is full of rich, selfish, clean, extremist people. And they're bold with it too. I mean, like, look at these two ladies right here. They were calling the poor land people filthy, which technically isn't wrong, but more in like a supremacist point of view. They be treating the word garbage like it's a slur. And then we got poor land, which is self-explanatory. Rudo is the name of a masked protagonist, and he basically steals from the rich people's trash, fixes his findings, and then sells them to make a living. But the issue is that every time he raised trash, poor land gets spanked for it. In this economy, I don't even blame him. Like, the pay rates are the same, inflation is going crazy, you gotta do what you gotta do to put food on the table. But yeah, because of his actions, his civilization basically outcast him, except his only friend, Shiwa. She sees the good in him, so she cares about the dangers of his actions. Can't say the same for the others though. A bunch of guys swoop in and start frying him for making money by fixing trash. All that talk, I don't see anything in their pockets. Slow motion is better than no motion. But the main breaking point is that Rudo's father used to be just like him, until one day, hell broke loose and he went on a killing spree against the rich. That cost the entire city. Talking about, you just gonna be like your daddy, huh? And that pissed him off. It took one look for these guys to be acting like fake demons. Talking crazy whilst walking away, I'm not even surprised. Shiwa been the good soul she is doesn't care though, and that's why she's the GOAT. Rudo even fixed up the little girl's plushie so he could give it to her, but her mama called up and she said she can't be hanging around the walking definition of doo-doo garbage. Blamed him for no reason, bruh. Nevertheless, he gets back home and we get introduced to Recto, his guardians, his birth. As for his dad, yeah, that boy gone. Well, specifically gone into quote-unquote the pit. You see, the pit is a place of doom. If you commit any type of crime, you'll get the death sentence and be thrown there. If it's nothing like hell, then I can imagine what it is. A Taylor Swift concert, I suppose. Who knows? Rector looks out for Rudo and fixes his arm injury whilst removing his gloves too. Now, from there, I have my fair share of assumptions. Dirty broken nails, bruises, and multiple scars on his hand, but nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for this outlook. Hands looking like Deku after abusing One For All, and they were like that ever since he was little. Yo, Pop's got some explaining to do, man. If he wasn't thrown into the pit. Recto plays around and tells the protagonist to lock in and confess his love to Shiwa before someone else does. And this whole time, someone was watching them from the outside. We get a bit more info about the pit, and it's where all the trash within the world goes to. Nothing but pure blackness. I'd rather die than live the rest of my life around the excess of bean juice and radioactive worms. I can't imagine living in there, bro. I know someone who is though. Anyways, Shiwa pops up and says that she doesn't want him to end up in the pit because of stealing people's trash, and he says that Recto told him the same thing. And then she replies, it's because he loves him too. Loves him too. exposed herself right there and then, and Homeboy started cheesing so hard. He even got the courage to give her the plushie, and she accepted it with a big ass smile. I started clapping, bro. Started jumping and smiling like he never did before. And I understood him. A good woman can change your world, and that's on facts. But his was just about to be crushed. As soon as he gets him ready to brag to Recto, he sees nothing but his worst nightmare. His father figure, laid up, getting murdered by that same Max being who was watching him earlier on. He tries to run the ones, but got laid down in a mere second. Rector with his final breath tells him to run away and change the world before fully passing away, bro. Rest in peace, I know he was real. And you know, for such impactful moments like these in shonen, the average protagonist most likely would have cried, stood up, wiped their tears, and embarked themselves on an adventure and make friends along the way. But we're pretty much over that Disney standard, let's just be honest here. The guards came in instantly and arrested him with no possible refutement. That killer must have been one of the rich people tired of Rudo taking his trash for whatever reason. How about this though? Maybe don't throw things that are still valuable? Consumerism is killing our people, man. But anyways, y'all seen this Ice Spice flag I recently copped? Rudo is chained up instantly to be thrown in the pit. Couldn't even defend himself. He was getting called every single name in the book because of his accused act of murder. He sees the killer in the crowd though. And so, in a desperate call, he yells out to Shiwa to find the culprit and believe that he didn't kill his only figure. And her response, man, I thought she was gonna yell his name and say she believes in him. But then again, we're not sitting with the Disney standard of fictional writing. She said she was wrong, like father, like son, and threw the plushie on the floor. That would have thrown me over the edge, man. Well, not literally, for sure, because you know, Rudo was about to be thrown over the edge. But you get the memo. Shiwa literally jinxed this because they were just talking about staying away from the pit. Now look, this is what people mean when you say you reap what you sow, bro. And just like that, our protagonist lost everything at hand and fell into the internal abyss of the pit. He eventually landed, and it's just like he imagined, a land of nothing but waste. You could find any type of trash in there, bro, like Rent a Girlfriend's terrible manga ending. But something was uncanny. While you see, the waste in here isn't just regular waste, because a whole goddamn dragon, whatever beast, made of trash, emerges behind Rudo. Had my boy shook. First day out here, and he's already about to get a taste of expired milk and toxic juice. It can't be any worse than this, man. Pray for our boy, because this life stuff isn't easy for people. Well, except the rich. But we're gonna get it out the mud, y'all. We just gotta be patient.